Okay, good. And then Chris?
All right, so my presentation is.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. We ready?
We're ready.
Okay. So my presentation is also about ROI. It's about social ROI. And so to begin, I want to talk about an anecdote from last night at the happy hour. I was talking to one of the attorneys at KKO, and he asked me, what does Weigh-In do? And I said, oh, that's simple. Weigh-In is a social intelligence and visualization company that makes tools to analyze and integrate social content into all your marketing efforts. And then I sat down because it was so clear what Weigh-In did from, that perfect, that's a $10 million sentence right there. Silicon Valley. It's intelligence, it's visualization, it analyzes and integrates social content. And I didn't really know what that means. So I tried to figure out what does that sentence actually mean, and it comes down to social ROI. So as Leah had just talked about, ROI is return on investment. And social ROI is simple. It's how much money is your company putting into their marketing, their social marketing, and what's the return on that. And so I can skip to the next slide here. Which there should be stuff on this next slide. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay, here we go. So how it's measured. So it's measured pretty simply. You have your reach, your traffic, your leads, your customers, and then your conversion rate. And so what all these are is your reach is simply across all your platforms, your Twitter followers, your Facebook friends, or your Facebook likes, your Pinterest, your Instagram, how many total followers you have, that's your total reach. Your traffic is how often you're engaging with that reach, how often are people coming to your site. Leads is what's driving your traffic. Leads is where people who are coming to your site, where are they coming from? And do you have a lot of leads? If you do, that's a good thing, because that means you're getting people from all different doors coming into your site. Your customers is simple. When they get there, are they buying stuff? And then lastly, your conversion rate is how often from your leads, from your traffic, are you actually converting to actual customers? And those are all money metrics. And so that's what Weigh-In does, is they're giving you these metrics. And this is sort of what their platform looks like, their interface. And it's, so you can see they can pull up real-time tweets, and then they have this squiggle line, and that's what's driving your traffic. And so what Weigh-In is good at is real-time measurements. And what real-time marketing is taking this social content and being able to develop and act quickly with it. Marketing is moving faster and faster, and it's not enough to just roll out an ad campaign over 3 months. You need to know what people are talking about now and how you can engage with them. So Weigh-In polled 200 marketers of companies that all had over $100 million in revenue. 98% said that they had positive returns on their social ROI. Of those positive returns, the companies that use 60% or more of their marketing efforts on real-time marketing had the highest return. And of those 200 companies that responded, 93% of them said that this is something that they think they need to be devoting more resources to and more time. This is where marketing is moving towards, and the ones that are lagging behind are going to fall behind even further as more companies start to devote more resources to real-time marketing. And so I just want to conclude with you can tell me what you think is a more effective campaign. I like breaking bacon. I think most people do as well. This is a great example of Denny's. Denny's is actually awesome on social media. You should follow Denny's. They're constantly, no, I'm serious. If you like marketing, check out Denny's. They're constantly checking in on what people are talking about, and then they're reacting quickly, as opposed to this is like a Nike campaign that obviously they got Wayne Rooney, a soccer player, to write this generic tweet about, make it count, go Nike, and it's boring and it's disengaging, and Denny's is the way of the future.
That's Cindy.
I was thinking, did you make up the term social ROI, or is this something you're
No, that's a
Okay.
Ryan term. I think it's a much better term than that long sentence they had.
It's super interesting.
Yeah, because it actually gets to the point of what they do. And I was having a hard time, and when everyone asked me, what does Wayne do? Coming, and so I didn't come up with that, but it's social ROI is a term as I started digging around.
Okay.
Josh?
I thought you did a great job of keeping the feel light. Your humor was funny, but it seemed to come effortlessly, and it was appropriate for the tone of your conversation, what you're talking about. And I thought it made it light and easy to follow and engaging. It was good.
Good. Jordan?
I liked your second slide, like the first slide when you were telling everybody that long sentence, I'm like, I have no idea. And then your second slide was good, it was just like bullet points and you went through them really simply, and then where you had the interface or whatever it was called,
Yeah.
I like that, that was
That's
cool,
right.
because you got to see like what the website was and like how easy it was to like see.
Andy?
So I was next to you last night when you were talking to the attorney at KKO, and so I thought this was a great narrative to start off and hook the audience. And I don't know if you had decided ahead of time that you were going to do social ROI or not, and that you had an aha moment, but great way of starting a presentation. You're telling a story, basically, right, when you're up there, and that keeps the audience engaged. And number two, I think there's a general lesson here for all of you when you go on your internships, which is like, do not have a mouth full of words to describe what you do. Right, you need your talking points down. I mean, this was a very smart guy he was talking to, and his eyes glazed over. And then he was like, "Wait, is this the thing that the ex-Sun Microsystems CEO is doing?" He was like, and she was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I know exactly what you're doing." But the description, he didn't get it. And case in point, I'm a fellow at Silicon Flatiron. So what do I do? Well, right after I got the job, I went back home to California and talked to a bunch of people. And they're like, "Well, what are you going to be doing in this fellowship?" Gave him a paragraph because I didn't really know. So I mean, it even happens to me, but you have to refine it. You have to really put some thought into it and get that thing nailed down because when you go to cocktail parties, you're going to have to tell people what you do.
A couple quick comments for you. I thought they were all good. I love the close with Denny's. I mean, that was perfect. Compare the visuals of that slide to the previous slide where you were showing, I loved your numbers, you had 95% this, 98% that, and you had them highlighted in bold, which was good so that they stood out a little bit, but the rest of it was all words. And I think if you'd found a way to incorporate some pictures with it, even if it was just taking the percentages, putting them in like blue blocks and having them be even bigger than they were, those sorts of things, it might have made it pop a little bit better. One other thing you did that I thought was nice was you played off the prior presentation. At one point you said, as Leo was saying in the prior presentation, this stuff is really important. And I thought that was good. It was a good way to connect back to what others had said. So nice job.